There was once a man who lived beside a vast and restless sea. Each morning he watched the waves rise and fall, and each evening he felt their echo within himself. The heaviness of fear, the tides of worry, the undertow of regret. Though he lived on dry land, he often felt as though he were drowning. The elders of the shore told stories of one who once walked upon the waters, not by strength of body, but by lightness of heart, unburdened by fear, anchored in trust. The man longed to know how such a thing was possible, for the sea within him felt heavier than stone. One night, after a storm had scattered the stars and churned the waters into towering walls, the man wandered to the edge of the shore and cried out, "Why does the water crush me when I stand upon it, yet carry ships that weigh far more than I?" And a quiet voice answered from the stillness behind him, "The weight is not in the water. It is in what you carry into it." Confused, he stepped forward and let the waves lap at his feet. They felt cold, firm, unyielding. He tensed, bracing himself against their force, and immediately stumbled, soaked and shaken. Ashamed, he retreated and sat in silence. Then a dove descended and rested on a stone beside him. It did not fight the wind. It did not resist the air. It simply opened its wings, and the air bore it upward. The man understood. He returned to the water, but this time he did not brace himself. He did not measure its depth or fear its power. Instead, he loosened his grip on the things he carried, the judgments he made of others, the accusations he made of himself, the need to control outcomes, the demand that life explain itself. He said within his heart, "What I do not know to be true, I release. What I cannot govern, I surrender. What I fear, I lay down." And as he did, something strange occurred. The water no longer felt heavy. He stepped forward, once, then again, and though the waves still moved beneath him, they did not swallow him. He was not resisting them, nor commanding them. He was simply standing above them. The sea had not changed, but the weight he carried into it had. Soon the waves rose higher, crashing with the same force as before, but they broke beneath his feet instead of over his head. He realized then that fear sinks a man faster than stone, but trust makes him lighter than air. He walked further until moonlight shimmered beneath him like glass, and the wind brushed his face like breath from heaven. Above him, the dove circled, untroubled by storms, borne upward by currents unseen. And the voice returned, "Water only drowns what resists it. Light carries what releases itself." The man understood the great mystery, that sorrow has weight, that fear has density, that judgment anchors the soul, and that peace is not the absence of storms, but the absence of resistance to truth. From that day forward, when waves of anxiety rose, when grief surged, when anger swelled, he no longer fought them. He let them pass beneath him. He loosened his grasp on meanings that were not rooted in truth, and stood instead upon trust. And like the dove above the waters, he was not carried by force. He was lifted by surrender. Moral: he who clings to fear sinks beneath the waters of life. He who releases what is not truth rises above their weight.